We're now going to be working our abdominal muscles, so we're going to be going on an ab machine. I've adjusted already the height of where I want the seat to be. Adjust the weight accordingly. Make sure your ankles are tucked in tight. Now, the ankles here are not to be helping you heave. We want the motion and exercise to be coming from our abdominals, so don't be putting pressure throughout those legs. The hardest part of this exercise is the initial pull over. So once you pulled it over, then that's the hardest part. When we're coming back, we want to be able to still come back, so then we are touching, so the weight should just touch and then we come again. Our eye line should be following through with our upper body. So exhale, inhale. Count 1, 2, 3 and control 2, 3. Back again, 2, 3 and control 2, 3. We have our chest press machine. So this is working our chest area, the entire pectoral. You can see the machine is labelled on each of the pieces of equipment. I've already adjusted my seat height. For my height, I'm at level 4. If you're on the shorter side, you're going to be coming up. Taller side, you're going to be going down in numbers. Right, we want to have the handles in line with our chest, so that's why it's important to be able to adjust our seat. Pressing straight on out, not so our elbows lock out though, so they're slightly bent, coming all retracting so it's in line as far as we can without overexerting, and pressing back out. It's important. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale on the hard part of the exercise. It's going to be working our entire pectoral area. Working our back now, so our entire back region. We're going to be jumping on our vertical traction, what's called the ladies gym. Adjust our seat so it's the correct height for us. I'm at a level 4. If you're shorter, go shorter to 3 or 2. Taller, go taller. Grabbing the hold of the handles if you need to. Stand up if you're not tall enough. Bring it down with you. Back connected to the bench. Bringing it down, squeezing those traps behind you. Extending up. Try not to lock out the elbows, keeping them slightly bent. Exhale, inhale. Our feet are planted firmly on the ground in front of us, looking straight forward. We have our shoulder press machine, so it's working the entire shoulder. We're going to be using our yellow tab to adjust our seat height accordingly, depending on how tall you are. The shorter, the higher, the taller, the lower the seat comes. Adjusting our weight, then we want to have our shoulder starting point. So our thumbs should be in line with our shoulders. If they're too high, bring the seat, adjust it. If your hands are too low, it's not at the correct height. Pressing straight up towards the sky. Try not to lock out the elbows. Bring it on back. Resting the head. Exhale up, 2, 3, and back down, 2, 3. Pressing from the shoulders, 2, 3, and back down, 2, 3. Nice and controlled. We now have our standing bicep curl, so it's working our bicep. We're going to be grabbing our dumbbells. Our feet in line with our hips, in line with our shoulders, all the way up tall. Palms are facing forward, shoulders back. Bring it straight up towards our shoulders and coming back down. Our line of our body is nice and straight and strong. Knees are slightly bent. Our elbows on the retraction are not extended fully, keeping them slightly bent. As we count to 3. So 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Our more advanced option for our tricep extension is we're using the cables. I've selected the straight bar for today. Feet are staggered apart, so mark our hips to our shoulders. Back up nice and tall. Elbows are beside us, extending down. So it's important that our elbows remain beside us. They're not flaring out, but you're not also locking them in towards your rib cage. So all the way down. Coming up, retracting so it's in line with our chest, extending down. So our more advanced machines. We now have our leg press machine, which is a compound leg exercise, so it's using multiple muscle groups. We're going to adjust our back so we can see the numbers at the rear. So I'm going to be putting it at 4 because that's correct for my height. Now just keep in mind of how much you weigh. And for you to get up and down to the toilet seat, you can pick up your own body weight. So use your body weight as an indication when you're selecting a weight to be able to be pressing through. Placing our feet on the pad in front of us, our feet to our knees, to our hips, to our shoulders. So our feet aren't close together, our knees aren't touching. They're stationed apart, but not too wide apart. Full back connection onto the pad work behind us. We don't want to be using our hands for this one, keeping it down beside you. pressing through all balls of the feet to extend back with our knees. No locking out, keeping them slightly bent, retracting back through. So we want to have our knees about a 90-degree angle, pressing through. If you're not getting a 90-degree angle, you possibly are too far away, or if your knees are too up close to you, you're too close, too forward, so you will need to adjust your seat. So pressing through all balls of the feet, 1, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, control it back. Don't clunk the weights, control, and pressing through all feet. Don't let the knees flow out, don't let the knees come in. So depending if you roll your feet, you may experience that as well. We have our calf raises now, so our calves are our lower section of our legs. We adjust our weight to what we feel is reasonable, keeping in mind what your own body weight is, because you can do your own body weight. This is on top of. If you need to adjust the height for your pad work, do so, up or down. Coming down is for shorter, higher is for taller. We're coming underneath. Our toes to our mid zone, not to our arches, is on the platform. Standing up tall, so this is where we're tall. Coming down, we let our heels come down and coming back up. Very important that our spine stays straight throughout this. So letting the heels come down and back up. Our feet are not close together. And a slight pause at the top will really help. Try not to roll on the outside of your little toes. When you're coming finished, bending the knees and coming back off. Alright, use of a treadmill is relatively easy, but if you are uncertain of use of a treadmill, each machine will have a safety latch. So with that safety latch, if you attach the clip to yourself, your t-shirt, when this retracts off, it will stop. So when you get too close to the end of the belt, it will stop. So to start the treadmill again, you will need to reattach your safety latch and you'll be able to start again. Now, to turn the treadmill on, we push green for go, and that will start our treadmill. 3, 2, 1. And if you want to increase the speed, we need to push our plus signal, so for faster. So just keeping in mind how fast you walk to get inside the club today, okay? An average speed for somebody walking, depending on their age, but normally nobody walks at a slower speed than 4 kilometers an hour, and it just increases from there depending on how fast you walk. Now, if you wish to incline the treadmill, we can incline the treadmill, meaning inclining the belt or the bed, so it's simulating that the same as it would be on a hill. If we ever wish to stop, we push stop, and it will stop. Belt stop. Okay, simple and easy. Alright, there are various different steppers available. This one over here is a climber stepper, so if you wish to use that one, you can. Today I'm going to be using this stepper right here. Okay, so if these ones here, a lot of the equipment at the latest gym, or in the mixed gym, is self-generated, which means it will power up as soon as you start using it. So it doesn't need to be connected to power, so you're creating and generating your own energy, and the earth will love you. Alright, so once you've generated enough power, the screen will turn on. We're going to push quick start for go. And with our quick start, we can adjust our effort level, so our resistance. So that means the higher the resistance, the faster we need to step. Now with our goal, just think about how quick you would be stepping if you're going up a flight of stairs. You don't want to be doing it too easy, because remember, this is your cardio component. So this is where we're going to be burning fat and burning our calories.